Welcome back. Let's bring you all the goals in that came in the West London Fulham against Brighton at Craven Cottage. Fulham picking up a big win here. Only 4 minutes in. It was a nightmare start, this, wasn't it, Karen? For Brighton, for Bruggen at the back, and Iwobi capitalising.
It's for Bruggen, again, it's a common theme of not just the night, but I think the season, about playing out from the back and goalkeepers. And look, you know, when it falls to Iwobi, he's not going to miss this chance. I think Wilson does a good job of pressing a negative pass, and then, look, it's just a terrible pass out from the goalkeeper, and Iwobi's saying thank you very much.
No, this is a beautiful goal. This is a beautiful goal. It really is. And the layoff from Pedro as well.
Yeah.
Different classes.
I mean, Carlos Baliba, he's clearly got a huge reputation. He's only 20. And we know what he can do as a midfielder, but that was a terrific finish. But then Fulham got themselves back in front. Unfortunately for Matt Riley, an own goal here.
Well, they're not known for their scoring from set pieces. I think Lewis Dunk was saying he got slightly pushed, but obviously that wasn't the case. And put a good ball in and put you in trouble, and it's an own goal. But there's certainly nothing wrong with this one, that there was no complaints really. Iwobi, good feet, not strong enough in the tackle there, and it's a great strike. It was a very rainy, slippy night, so when he kept it low, no goalkeeper had chance in that. But two for Iwobi, and a brilliant night for Fulham. And
it was one of those, I said that after the game there, that they played in like little 5-minute spells where they have little spurts where they play really well, and it came just at that moment. They were in control of the game, not all the game, but certain bits that they were in control, and their goals went in for them in those moments, and that's when it's your night and it goes your way.
Yeah, for Fulham, though, that's a big win, isn't it?
Yeah, I think sixth now.
Yeah.
Brilliant from them. Look, I'm a huge fan of the manager. What he does makes players better. The team as well. I just really enjoy watching them. Really enjoyed the performance tonight. Disappointed with Brighton, but all credit goes to the home side.
Well, Alex Iwobi's 5 goals for the season is already equalled last season's tally, which was his best return. I mean, you know, he's clearly got so many more games left. I mean, who knows what the limit is?
He feels at home in a Fulham shirt. He's playing with a lot of confidence. He can play left, as we said before the game. Left, right, in the centre, off the front. He's got a varied sort of positions. But in and around the D, when he gets in and around the D, he's lethal. He knows left foot, right, was it against Everton? Beautiful goal. Yeah. And then with his left foot, tonight, right foot, passes it into the corner. And he's a player at the moment that can't wait to get out and play the next game. You know, when you have that confidence and you're playing well. Other times when you're not playing so well, it's like, oh, when's the next game? You know, but he can't wait to go and play. If there was a game tomorrow, he'd say, I'll play
there. Yeah, and that's my next point, because it's not just about the goals for him. He's full of running.
Yeah, look,
the work he does for the team.
Yeah, well, for me, he's always been a worker, you know, really grafter at a team, but it's that quality. And I think tonight, playing in that more central role, he had that responsibility. But he's mature now, he's 28, he's an experienced player, like I said, under a manager that gets the best out of people, Marco Silva, and he's certainly getting the best out of Alex Iwobi there. And I have to agree with Glenn, sometimes you find you're home and you're settled and you're with a group of players that you enjoy playing with, and you saw his celebration, the connection with his teammates. So it's a good time for Iwobi, he's just got to continue that now.
OK, well, let's get his manager's thoughts on Alex Iwobi's performance. Here's Marco Silva.
We've got to talk about Alex Iwobi. He starts in central midfield. He ends up on the left wing. He scores at the start of the game. He scores at the end of the game. They're both brilliant finishers. He was outstanding.
He's being outstanding. And from the first day of pre-season, we start to have this feeling, definitely. He had so great pre-season. He's in a happy place. He's a fantastic football player. Last season probably was his best season in Premier League so far. And I was sure, repeating that, I was sure 1 month ago, 2 months ago, I said that he's going to be even better than last season, and he's been great. He's taking the responsibility in his back in some moments to help their teammates. Really versatile player that I can use in many different ways. Tonight was difficult for him to play in a position that we know he can play. Last season he played sometimes, but he's not training there every single day, and of course the moments to jump, the moments to cover, they are completely different in that position. Even so, he did his best technical point of view. He's a top player, his decisions, the way he can assist, the way now he's scoring more than ever, and we are really pleased to have him. What a game from him again, and he deserves all the credits, and a great night for him.
Yeah, and you can see at the table just how notable a win that is. It moves Fulham up into the top 6, 22 points from their first 14 games. I mean, it's encouraging starts, and yes, it's in early days yet. But what will be a good season for Fulham?
I mean, a good season would be where they are now.
That would be
for me.
sensational, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be unbelievable. But look, I think top 10, anything above is then, like, for me, is a bonus. And I know we keep reiterating it, but I honestly think this is the hardest season of the Premier League I've seen in terms of the levels that everyone's so close to each other. Everyone goes on a different run and they have a little blip and then picks up. And I think for Fulham, though, they've just got to try and get that consistency. But that's the hardest thing in this league.
We'll get a better idea, I suppose, as to where they are in their next game, Arsenal.
Arsenal at home. Well, they're at home. They've had a great win tonight. They go on the front foot. They might have lost a couple of players, possibly.
And Reece Nelson's ineligible, but also injured.
Well, he couldn't play
anyway,
could he? But
Liverpool after.
The tough
Chelsea
games.
in there.
And then you've got Southampton, Bournemouth, Ipswich. Not easy games, by the way,
No.
but on paper, are little ones where you go, well, actually, we can go toe-to-toe. The Arsenal, the Liverpool, the Chelsea, they're going to say, all right, we've got to come up with a structure here. We're not going to have the ball as much. We're going to have to be organised defensively and play slightly different than when they play, say, Southampton, for instance. And the manager's good enough to do that, and the players take that on board, you know.
Yeah.
It won't all be open football and go and play.
But
So
they go into that fixture knowing they beat Arsenal 2-1 last season. And the thing is, they can have a say, you know, against those leading lights who are battling, you know, to finish top at the end of the season. They could have a say in the end.
They could, I think.
And they're not going to be taken lightly.
They're not going to be taken lightly, but I don't think they'll fear them. I think they'll go in there, you know, certainly confident. And I think Glenn makes a great point. Marco Silva is adaptable. He will change. You know, in the Championship, they played total football when they came up. You know, he was like, we'll go defensively. We have Polinia, defensive. And he keeps evolving. So when he comes up against a team he's got to play against, he will do what he has to do. I don't think he'll be playing out unnecessarily at times, you know what I mean, against the Liverpool who press you. So I think he's a top manager. So they'll go in with it confidence and they'll certainly try and cause upsets.
they actually went a little bit more direct today at times because they knew Brighton wanted to press, but they tried to miss the press and they caused a few problems actually by doing that.
For Brighton, it's only their third defeat of the season. I mean, but they had chances. And we've said this before about them this season. They need to find that clinical edge, right?
Yeah, and I said it earlier, you know, 1-1 last week with Southampton. I was frustrated off the back of that game. And tonight I thought, again, you know, of course credit is to Fulham. But I think if you're going to be that team that they want to be, top six, and their aspirations in the future to get into the Champions League, you have to be ruthless. You have to demand more from your team in the final third. And I haven't seen that after the last two games where they should go in and be demanding to win those games.
What was interesting, for the first time this season, they didn't have their manager on the touchline.
And they started like that.
Yeah. Do you think it had an impact overall?
I think it did. I said before the game that I felt he was a manager that did have a lot of say from the line, and I think the players listened to him and take on board. So I think he was going to be missed. Some managers weren't going to be missed because they don't say that much, which is fair enough. But I feel that first 15 minutes, they were nowhere near the races. Their heads were back in the dressing room or somewhere else.
Yeah.
They give a stupid goal away, and Fulham started to control the game, and then you're on the back foot.
Yeah.
In the second half, when it went to 1-1, I'm sitting there, and then they had a spell of 15 minutes where we saw the real Brighton. And I think we went, actually, there's going to be one winner here, and it looked like it was going to be Brighton because they had the momentum, they were sliding the ball around, Mitoma was involved. And then suddenly they just switch off again and they concede from the corner, and then you don't see them coming back. Normally I would have seen a reaction to say they're going to come back into this game.
Yeah.
They might actually even go on and win it, even at 2-1 down. It wasn't there tonight.
Yeah, they could do with Danny Welbeck back as well. They missed that focal point up top.
Yeah.
OK, well, that's it from us and today's Matchday Live. My thanks to Karen and to Glenn. I certainly hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a busy match week. It ended, of course, with wins for both Bournemouth and for Fulham. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.